Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Reynolds Field here on the campus of Salve Regina University in beautiful and historic Newport, Rhode Island. Today, the Seahawks take on the Hawks of Roger Williams in a big Commonwealth Coast Conference showdown. Hello again, I am Andrew Pizzelli bringing you the call here this afternoon. Salve Regina 7-4-0 on the season, 2-0 in the CCC. Meanwhile, the Hawks 7-6 on the year, 1-1 in conference play. The Seahawks coming into today after a thrilling road victory earlier this week over Keene State. The Seahawks trailed 1-0 in that game, and then they scored 2 goals in the second half to come back and beat the Owls and come into today with a 7-4 mark and a big conference tilt between these two. The Seahawks have not beaten the Hawks since 2009, and that was a 3-1 final here in Newport. Last year, the Hawks topped the Seahawks 4-3 up in Bristol. And we'll see what today's game has in store. The Seahawks wearing their home whites with the green numbers and trim. Jenna Park in the lime green jersey will be between the pipes for Salve Regina, the freshman from Barrington, Rhode Island. On the year for Jenna, she is 6-4 with 79 saves, and this will be her 10th start. She'll be opposed by Morgan Strasburg, a sophomore from Longmeadow, Mass. Strasburg on the year for Roger Williams is 5-5 with 3 shutouts and 76 saves to her name. The Hawks wearing striped jerseys, alternate light and dark blue jerseys with yellow numbers and trim, and they will move left to right. Seahawks from right to left to start this first half. Fall Festival weekend here at Salve Regina. The men's soccer teams battled to a 1-1 draw. It was a thrilling game. No better way to kick off the weekend than with an exciting game like that. We'll see what the women's teams have in store. Great weekend here on campus. Perfect day. Absolutely amazing weather here in Newport. And we're underway. Hawks with the first touch. And they'll hold the ball out at midfield. It's also CCC Day along with Fall Festival weekend, so the conference is on hand. They've got a tent set up in the northeast corner of the field with some giveaways, as Commissioner Greg Kaye and Assistant Commissioner Doug Chin make their rounds throughout the conference. And a perfect day to be here on campus at Salve with so many home events going on. Field hockey was 4-3 victors against Roger Williams. A lot of Roger Williams action against Salve Regina here today. So men's soccer tied 1-1. Field hockey topped the Hawks 4-3 out at Gaudet Field. Women's tennis is also facing the Hawks. They're still in action over at the Antone Courts. Off to our left, here's Megan McLaughlin with a drive and a save made by Strasburg. McLaughlin, an excellent freshman striker for the Seahawks. We're getting balanced scoring from all over the place. McLaughlin and Kara Cody, who has been on an absolute tear recently as well. And that ball knocked away from Kayla McLaughlin. Good to see her back out on the field. She got injured in the early part of the season. Had been sporting a pretty serious brace on her leg coming into the last couple of games on the sideline supporting her team, but able to get back out there. So great sign for the Seahawks to have one of their seniors and a captain back out there on the field. Park will come out again once and field this one. And we hope to be joined by CCC Commissioner Greg Kaye at some point during the broadcast here this afternoon. Talk about all things CCC. And a couple of big announcements coming out earlier this week about the conference, and we'll touch on those when we talk with Greg. McLaughlin trying to flip it towards Kara Cody. It's behind her. Brianna Gustin sprinting over to the far side, can't get to it before the Hawks do. And the ball fed out of play on the far side. Roger Williams comes in today. They've won 2 in a row. 2 non-conference matches, both shutouts. 2-0 versus Elms and 1-0 versus Bridgewater State. Molly Leary knocks this one away. Ball flicked back down the left side. Trying to turn with it is Serena Olson. Ball played towards the net and grabbed by Park. Sarah Nerwinski.
Get up, please. Come on, get up.
Roger.
Sorry, Nick. Good. Good ball in.
Gustin on the far side. Tied up at the 18. Plays it out high. That's knocked away by Maggie Hickey. And then fed out of play. Seahawks will retain possession on the far side.
Yeah, tuck in there, Sox. Tuck in a little. Here, pull for it.
Hawks with possession, trying to get it out of their own zone.
Pick up.
Zemrello trying to tie up her player defensively. The ball rolls out of play, and we'll get a corner here.
Hey, be aware. Ladies, be aware. There, go.
And it will be Hickey on the far corner to trigger it in. Bounced out in front, left on the ground. Punched back into the box again. Seahawks trying to clear it. And it goes out of play on the far side. 5 minutes gone here.
Far side.
And a player down for the Seahawks on the far side as well.
Is that a foul?
And we will stop the clock for a moment while she's attended to, and we'll step aside briefly. And we're back. Ball played ahead to Megan McLaughlin. Out of the reach of Kayla McLaughlin. Sent back into the Seahawk end, and the ball takes a favorable Hawk bounce. And now it's carried down the left side. Lost out of play, and another corner coming for the Hawks.
Morgan, stop far post. Stop, get on the far post. You make the run.
Serena Olson in the corner. Sends it towards the goal. Finds the ground on the far side. McLaughlin will come away with it. McLaughlin touches it ahead to Kat Hunter. Back to McLaughlin. Walking it forward near side. Trying to get it back to Hunter. Turned over and sent back up the field. Chasing after it is Leah Eustace. Kayla McLaughlin sends it into Hunter's corner. And Hunter collides with Kira Garrett. And they say play on. And the ball sent into the Roger Williams bench. Seahawks will throw in from the near touchline.
Touch in that direction. Let's follow it all the way. All the way. Squeaks, get tight. Squeaks, get tight.
Zemrello couldn't connect with McLaughlin in the box. Brianna Gustin tracks down the loose ball on the far side.
Drop. Look inside!
Ball out of play. The Hawks will throw in from the far touchline. Seahawks 2-0 in the CCC. They defeated Endicott 2-1 in their first conference matchup of the season. And top Nichols 3-1. Seahawks trailed in that game to Endicott as well, 1-0, and came back to win. Roger Williams topped UNE 2-0 and then lost to Curry 3-1 in both of their conference matches. Picard sprinting up the far side. Cody had it knocked away from her at the box and fed back out to midfield. Olsen. Eustace up the far side. She has it knocked away. And now a shot from out high is grabbed by Park.
Salve, we need to look inside, ladies. Come on, look inside. Central.
10.
Here comes Hunter.
Bring it up.
Trying to find McLaughlin. McLaughlin chipping it back out in front on the cross, and it goes wide. Gustin out there as well, and it goes off of Strasburg out of play. So another corner here for Salve. And Katie Zemrello.
Let's go.
We'll put it in play from the far corner.
Kayla, drop off. Drop out.
Nearly 10 minutes gone here in this first half. Zemrello's kick. Sailing towards the box, headed first by the Hawks. And it will roll out to Sarah Nowinski. Her right-footed kick. Driven forward. Collected on the near side. Della Caprini. Down the right side now, back for Nowinski. She sends it towards the goal, headed away by the Seahawks. And they'll look to break back up the field. And a long boot given right back to Roger Williams. Hunter runs under it, plays it forward, and once again, Kara Garrett sends it to the Seahawk end of the field. Emily Zemrello trying to shield the ball from Leah Eustace. Hunter plays it over the head of Kara Cody. Hawks trying to move it out of their own zone. Garrett lobs it down the right side. Eustace runs onto it, wanted to make her move to the inside and then was denied. Kayla McLaughlin plays it across for Picard. Now Gustin trying to chip it for Cody. Ball will ricochet all the way back out to her at midfield. Plays it into the middle now to Katie Zemrello. Spun to McLaughlin. And can't connect with Hunter.
Hey, Kayla, good position. Okay, let's play faster. Touch forward, not back.
Over. Eustace able to get around Leary. Della Caprini up the right side, tied up with Katie Zemrello. Zemrello trying to feed it forward, went off of Della Caprini. Ball stays in play, last touch. Looked like it was last touched by the Hawks. They'll say it went off of Zemrello, so a corner coming here for Roger Williams.
Sarah's on.
Ball driven out high, loose on the ground, and will go wide of the cage.
Number 10.
Ball deflects off of Brandon Gustin, out of play. Gustin again trying to get in the way. Ball bounced around. Picard comes crashing in, and they call a foul against Roger Williams.
Let's go, Salve!
31-48 and counting to go. Near in the first half, no score. A lot of midfield play, not many scoring chances. Picard
Back in, Kayla, talk to her.
across to Gustin. She toes it forward.
Morgan, look. Sarah, look.
Grabbed in deep. Hawks trying to clear it. And Gustin pressuring the pass there, forces it out of play. Seahawks will throw in from the far touchline.
See Kayla!
Zamrello spun around. Plays it to Kayla McLaughlin. Drop back off to Emily Zamrello. Trying to connect with Megan McLaughlin.
Drop, get behind him. Get behind him.
Ball deflected out. We'll see which way this is going, and it will be a throw-in for the Seahawks.
Ali, closer. In.
Deflected out again by the Hawks. Once again, Salve will throw in from the far touchline. Sophie Lucas. Picard trying to send it out to Kara Cody, out of her reach. Lobbed into midfield to Sammy Jost, and that one is picked off. Off and running was Picard. Now McLaughlin 1-on-3, loses it. Seahawks looked like they had a rush there for a moment, but a good job defensively by Roger Williams. Lucas blocks the pass. Zamrello up to Megan McLaughlin, looking to turn. Trying to drive it forward for Kara Cody. Cody able to run onto it with a shot that goes wide. And we'll get a goal kick here from Morgan Strasberg. Cody has been absolutely electric as of late. She won CCC Player of the Week on Monday. Last week she totaled 9 points. The Seahawks went 2-1-0. She started the week with a hat trick against UMass Dartmouth. She also had the game-winning goal and an assist in a 3-1 conference victory over Nichols last Saturday. And she had the game-tying goal against Keene earlier on Wednesday this week. 28:35 to go here in the first half. Ball out of play. Hawks will throw in. Lifted towards the box. Ball finds the ground. Leary trying to head it forward. Zamrello had that one just take a bad hop off her foot. Kept alive at midfield. Off the foot of Olsen. McLaughlin trying to get it to Gustin. Looking to poke it forward. Cody comes racing across the field. And she's the last to touch it.
Stop!
Hunter gives it away at midfield. And then giving right back. Hunter now touches it in the area of McLaughlin. Megan McLaughlin trying to cut down the middle. Push down from behind, and she draws the foul. Head coach Tim Moody saying that they were shoulder to shoulder. And Tim Moody still pleading his case, asking for the ball to be placed further back. He's not going to win that appeal. 9th season as the head coach of the Hawks. Graduate from Brunel. Katie Zimrello will kick it here after the foul from about the 24-yard line. Spins it towards the goal and into the hands of Strasburg. Leary can't get to this one, and then
Handball is intense. You need to try and catch it. Her hands were by her side. It wasn't like this or like that.
well, another result just went final for the Seahawks. Football has fallen to Endicott 30-24 in a back and forth game out at Topa Field. Emily Zimrello deflects it out of play. .25-34 to go as the Hawks throw in. Hunter collapses in defensively, trying to knock it away. Grabbed by Serena Olsen, fed out to midfield. Picard will come up with the steal and lay it neatly in space for Gustin to run onto at midfield. Now Megan McLaughlin. Stop and start on the right side. McLaughlin. Back to Picard. Katie Zimrello. Spins it to the back foot. Across now to her sister Emily. Emily Zimrello lobs it into the box. Bouncing McLaughlin wanted to try and head it, but it hops instead into the hands of Morgan Strasburg. And we're going to get some substitutions here. I'd like to welcome into the broadcast now Commonwealth Coast Conference Commissioner Greg Kaye. Greg, how you doing here this afternoon? Gorgeous day to be out in Newport, huh?
Oh man, this is the Chamber of Commerce day, and it's always nice when you get a big day like homecoming, and you know, a day when there's so much activity in the area. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I said earlier to lead off the broadcast, you guys couldn't have picked a better day to come down. Fall Festival weekend here, you got everything. I mean, one, Newport in general, as you said, but
Yep.
Fall Festival weekend, a big turnout here at this game. You were over at football. I imagine it was probably a raucous crowd there as well.
Yeah, it was an incredible atmosphere. We were there for the first half, and then we came over for the end of the men's game, and great atmosphere here as well.
So you guys are here for CCC Day, making your rounds to each institution. Tell us a little bit about what that means, what you guys are trying to accomplish with the CCC Day.
Well, where the idea came from is the last couple of years we've been, as a division, celebrating D3 Week, where schools are encouraged to do a lot of different activities that show off their pride in being a D3 member, and I thought it would be neat to try to do the same thing on our level. But to be honest, we wanted to have a situation where we could get out, get to meet people, and with our conference rebrand this year, it really seemed like a natural fit to try to get some promotional items into people's hands, give them a chance to see the new championship trophies that we're going to have, and really just talk about some of the things that are going on in the conference with people that stop by the tent. We have the brand new tent that we're going to utilize at our single-day championships, and we're bringing it to all the CCC events so that we can be kind of a focal point. So it's been a way to get the new mark out there and just try to do some good PR and show people that there's more to the conference than just a website or
3 letters.
Feed. Exactly. So we've I think so far 3 schools in, 6 to go. I think we've accomplished what we set out to do so far.
Have you been up to University of New England yet?
We were at UNE last Saturday. That was our first one.
I was going to say, want to get them out of the way before you don't want to be going up there for like a football game in November.
Absolutely. That could be a rough one. I never turned down a trip there because I'm a big lobster roll fan. And
yes.
My favorite place is right there in Biddeford. So I absolutely love getting out to all of our schools. But going up to UNE is a fun one. And coming here, you just can't beat it with the surroundings and the scenery and all that. It's just a real special place to come to every time I'm on campus.
And John Legend was in the house last night. I mean, where else can you say that?
That's right. He's probably telling somebody now that I'm in the house today.
Yes. Should have stuck around for the Greg Kaye and Andrew Pizzelli show. The conference made a big announcement yesterday with the addition of women's ice hockey. We announced earlier in the year the addition of Suffolk. Those are 2 really big things. One, to add another member institution, and then to really get all of our member school sports under one conference as best we can. Talk about how important that was and how exciting of an announcement that was.
Yeah, it's really the end of a long wave of heavy lifting. Way back when I started in the league in 2007, we were at 13 sports, and with women's hockey, it gets us up to 18. And in my mind, it was really kind of a glaring omission because there was a lot of excitement when we added the sport on the men's side, especially with the success that we've had as a conference. And certainly anybody who's a Salve fan listening to the broadcast remembers the trip to Lake Placid a couple of years ago. So in a lot of ways, the men's side was really huge for the growth of the conference, but it really was kind of a glaring omission that we hadn't been able to do anything on the women's side. And part of the reasoning behind that is that we only have right now 4 core CCC members that sponsor women's hockey. Well, with some membership changes in the Colonial, with a couple of the SUNY schools being able to play closer to home, and then the news that Western New England was going to add a program for 2021, and then the decision by our presidents to extend an offer of full membership to Suffolk for 2021, it got us to a point where not only would the Colonial be able to get back to 7 schools, but it was essentially all CCC schools, 6 core members, and then Becker, who is with us as an associate member in football and men's hockey. There's a good relationship there. So really a lot of things all happened at the same time. And as I said to somebody yesterday, in some ways I'm almost more glad that we were able to add the women's game than I was when we added the men's side, simply because there was that glaring omission, and to get as many student athletes at our member schools under the CCC umbrella, that's really what it's all about. We want to make sure that everybody's having the same positive experience, and hopefully as a multi-sport conference we're able to do some things that it's a little harder for a single sport conference to do. So a lot of exciting times here in the league, and a lot of good things falling into line all at the same time.
Now, what else is maybe on tap for you guys? We've got some championship season is right around the corner. You talked about showing off those new trophies. I'm sure a couple of teams are eyeing them. We've got, the fall. It's already incredible. We're already into October. The end of the fall season is coming quicker than we can believe.
It's really amazing. We'll have our first fall championship will be coming up in a couple of weeks with women's tennis. Salve will be in, I believe, as the number 6 seed. So there'll be some exciting matches there. That'll be the first time that we get to award one of our new trophies. A few years ago we started doing a regular season trophy, and it in a lot of ways was basically identical to the tournament trophy. So the two trophies are going to have different shapes. The tournament one is going to have a different number of base layers, so it'll be a lot different. Some of the sport icons that were developed as part of the rebrand will be reflected in the trophies. So we're really excited about that. With women's tennis coming up, and then we'll have cross country the first Saturday in November. That's one of my favorite events, just with the sheer athleticism and the support of that every team extends to every other team. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be just down the road at Roger Williams. So we'll be back in this neck of the woods in a couple weeks for that one.
Still nothing here between these two teams. The men's side played, I don't know if you caught earlier, Greg, the tail end of the men's game was a 1-1 draw.
Yep.
An absolutely wild game. I mean, no one's ever, there's a lot of jokes made about, what you can connotate as a draw and bad things happening, but usually you're happy with not losing. Neither team was at all happy with a draw. You could see it, the amount of energy expended in that game. As soon as that final whistle blew, both teams hands on knees on the ground, and then both teams frustrated. You would have thought both of them season had just ended. I think that's cool today. We got Roger Williams matched up with Salve all over the board for these games because there's such a rivalry there, but you said you caught the end of that men's game. It was quite an exciting match.
We caught the end of that, and Doug Chin, our associate commissioner, was here with me, and when you see that reaction, I actually said to Doug, we ought to do what we're going to start doing in hockey this year, and start playing like 3-on-3 for a couple minutes, just doing everything you can to avoid that draw, give everybody a point somehow, and then let them play an overtime period or something for the extra point, but not something you're allowed to do in college soccer. It's a tough pill for both of those teams to swallow, but it really just goes to show you in CCC soccer, really for both genders, every single conference game is a battle. There's no such thing as an easy game, and when you have rivals like this, separated by mere miles, I don't think there's a single game between these two schools in any sport that you take for granted.
Sliding stop made there by Park. Great job defensively for the Seahawks as well, stopping Ushis on the doorstep. Yeah, when the only thing that separates you is a $2 toll, you know that rivalry is going to be hot. You mentioned hockey there. Is there any changes on the doorstep for the overtime and, like you said, trying to avoid the dreaded tie?
Yeah, what the coaches are putting forward to our ADs, and I anticipate that they will approve that, is for the NCAA purposes, within a conference match, you can continue play past the 5-on-5 overtime. So what they're going to do is they're gonna play a 5-minute 3-on-3, and then that would be followed by a shootout. So for NCAA purposes, the game would go in the books as a tie, but for conference seeding purposes, another point would be on the line in either the 3-on-3 or the shootout. So that's something that the coaches have talked about, from before the sport coming into the CCC. see. They felt it would be something that would be fun for the student athletes, something that would even become a possible recruiting advantage. Hey, we offer this 3-on-3 brand of hockey. It sounds like most conferences, if not all of them, are going to probably go in that direction. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely helps you in such a strong sport like that, top to bottom, trying to sort out teams that are finishing with identical records and things like that because of ties. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, see, Salve is very familiar with that. The Seahawks lost their conference championship game earlier this February, and were one of the teams that was just on the outside and of the tournament, the NCAA tournament. And who knows, maybe if you have a little bit more data to use, like you're saying, to say, oh, well, this team actually won and so forth. And so, that's huge. And plus, who can beat a shootout? I mean,
absolutely.
If you're watching the game, nothing is more exciting than watching somebody go one-on-one with a goalie.
That's absolutely right. The other part of it that I think is fascinating is when you're playing 3-on-3, if there's a penalty that's called, instead of going down to 3-on-2, they actually add a player to the ice, so it turns it into a 4-on-3, which is kind of a unique concept. But it's something our coaches have long talked about. They've been long excited about it. They're competitive people, so any chance to try and earn that 1 point, why not? Why wouldn't you do that?
So by that same logic, in conference baseball games, doubleheaders, if we want to just get the games over, will we switch to a home run derby for extra innings just to try and speed things up?
That would be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
Speaking with Commonwealth Coast Conference Commissioner Greg Kaye on hand today at Salve Regina for CCC Day. Busy day here at Salve Regina. Fall Festival weekend, 5 home contests. The conference on hand. A gorgeous day here in Newport. Greg, pleasure having you on. If there's anything else you want to talk about, I think we kind of covered all the bases there, just to work in baseball once again.
Yep. No, Andrew, I always appreciate Salve rolling out the blue and green carpet for us. Just such a wonderful place to come to, and we've had the good fortune of being on campus in recent years for the baseball championship. I remember a stretch where we would camp out in the gym for a basketball doubleheader on championship Saturday. So it's always one of my favorite trips in the conference. I don't really have any that I dislike going to, but there are some that just because of where you are, it's a really neat trip. So thanks to everybody for welcoming us with open arms, and it's always a pleasure to join you on the broadcast.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you, because it usually means something important's going on. We've either got championships going on or a big day today like we have in Fall Festival weekend. So Greg, thank you again, and hope to see you again down the road.
Sounds good, Andrew. Thanks a lot.
That's Commonwealth Coast Conference Commissioner Greg Kaye joining the broadcast. Still no score here between Salve Regina and Roger Williams. There have been a couple of fantastic defensive stops for Jenna Park. 10:39 and counting to go here in the first half. Throw in for the Hawks.
Just look at who takes the next one.
Right. Bentz can't get to this one. Eustace stumbling down the right side. Emily Zimrello and Bentz both crash in on Eustace to knock the ball away. Out to midfield. And then played with the right foot by Garrett further. And lobbed over midfield by the Seahawks. Sammy Jost.
Looks like number 3.
Back to the defense for Roger Williams. Garrett again trying to send it long and deep. And offsides are the Hawks.
Yeah.
The winner of the line, not the player.
Where is offside? Where she touches the ball, where she first moved? Where she comes the ball. Okay.
You guys got to get everybody up. Everybody's on the same page.
Kick coming here for Katie Zimrello. Ball into the midfield. Sarah Nowitzki trying to lob it down the right side. Papiro on the near side. Gets it to Bentz. Waiting for it was Molly Breslin. Anna Downs on the far side now. Carries up the right side. Downs trying to chip it in the box, deflected by the Hawks. And the ball left out in the midfield. Picard lobs it up the right side. Ball bouncing. Breslin trying to get to it first, and that one's just punched out into the corner by Strasburg.
Look up! Let's keep moving! Keep moving on top!
Zamrello drives it towards the goal. Bouncing ball will go wide. 8:25 to go in the first half.
13. 13.
Number 13.
Hawks walk it over midfield.
22.
Trying to send it towards Ushis again. Bouncing to Papiro, and it comes awkwardly off her foot. Able to run under it again now on the near side. Papiro. Bentz. Chips to Picard. Trying to get across to Aaron Harnish. Emily Smith will come onto the field now, as will Bianca Robbins for the Hawks. Smith will give Picard a breather. Clock continuing to roll, 7:28 to go here in the first half.
Maggie, play it. Yep, play it.
Sophie Lucas feeds it out of play. Hawks retain possession. Still no score. Shots pretty even, 5-4 are the shots. 3-1 advantage in shots on goal for Roger Williams. All alone is Downs. 1-on-3. Has Breslin crashing into the middle. Ball comes there and then is knocked out to the far side by Sammy Jost. Smith trying to carry forward. Lost the ball, and now Maggie Hickey. Again, trying to look for that home run pass. Ariana Deli Caprini. And then Ushis floats one out towards the goal, and Jenna Park will easily field that one. Park's been a two-time Rookie of the Week. She's number 1 in the CCC in saves coming into today, and number 2 in the conference in save percentage as well. She made 79 saves before today, and a 1.21 goals against average. And an .868 save percentage.
Get up, Kate, get up!
Harnish flicks it towards Molly Breslin. That's knocked away. Again, sent far into the corner. Deli Caprini trying to run under it. Knocked out of play. Hawks will retain possession and throw in from the far touchline as we tick towards 5 minutes to play in the first half.
Let's go!
Olsen. Picked up by Smith. Sails it into the box, headed away by the Seahawks. Olsen again, chipping into the box once again. This time Leary knocks it away. Molly Breslin rolls it to the far side. Serena Olsen, the sophomore from Bristol, drops it on back to her defense. Now the Hawks look to switch the field. And again, the Hawks are offside. Trying to connect down the home run ball. Hasn't worked yet. 4:20 and counting to go in the first. Kick from Zimrello. Bounces to Smith. Trying to shield the defender. And then a foul called here against Smith, knocking Ariana Deli Caprini to the ground. Caprini, the grad student from Bedford Hills, New York, leads the Hawks in goal scoring. 6 goals on the year. She's been named Conference Player of the Week once this year. And ripping it away is Robbins. Robbins sends it high. Was able to pull that one away from the Seahawk defense, but then sent a shot high. Park, low line drive, headed by Lucas, out to Bentz at midfield. Downs, trying to connect with Molly Breslin. Breslin trying to sprint for it, and she lost her shoe. That was a Hawk player that lost a shoe there as Breslin tried to make her move. Commitment to defense. Lost the hardware. Able to keep on going. Robbins again trying to touch it towards the goal. Park comes out to fall on it.
Everybody, let's get up! Fury, get us up! Kate, get up! Everybody even!
Emily Smith feeds it forward to Anna Downs. And Downs sends it into the corner. No one home there for Salve. Smith trying to flick it across the field. Papiro can't get there. Zimrello coming down the left side. Seahawks will retain the ball.
Here we go,
Bentz in the corner with 99 seconds to go in the first half. Just dancing into the corner. And then Bentz the last to touch it. Looked like we were playing a game of Twister in the corner. Everyone bent over the ball. Awaiting the kick here from Serena Olsen. Bounces out to Zimrello at midfield. She drives it forward, trying to connect with Breslin, and it's snagged by Strasburg as we get the 1 minute announcement from Matt Hurd.
56 seconds left in the half.
My mistake, the 56-second announcement. Papiro dancing in the corner left side, little self pass, looking to cross it, and no one home out in front. All blue jerseys on the doorstep there. Deli Caprini looking to counter, sprint back up the field with 32 seconds. Can't feed it through for Robbins. Seahawks knock it back out to midfield. Smith poked away from Maggie Hickey. Sammy Jost now sent forward, and it will bounce to Park. And she'll hold it with 12 seconds to go in the half. She boots it away.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Zimrello
5, 4.
shielding the ball, and the final seconds will tick off the clock. So some stellar defensive plays made on both sides here in that first half, but both goaltenders have done their jobs. Not a ton of shots, not a ton of scoring chances, but when they had to, the keepers were up to the task. No score here at halftime between Salve Regina and Roger Williams. We will take a break. You're watching some Commonwealth Coast Conference action on the Salve Athletics Network. We'll be back. Welcome back to Reynolds Field. Start of the second half between Salve Regina and Roger Williams. Commonwealth Coast Conference action here at Reynolds Field.
Offsides.
And we might start again.
I like the eagerness. Wait for her to kick it. Don't move.
No score here between the Seahawks and the Hawks. Not a ton of shots either. Just 10 total shots in the game. 6 belonging to the Hawks. 4 for the Seahawks. Salve trying to remain unbeaten in conference play. They're 2-0. The Hawks are 1-1 in the CCC. And this is the last game on the docket. Still going right now here today for Salve Regina. Fall Festival weekend here on campus. Had 5 home teams all in action. And the women's soccer team, only game left, still in progress. Men's soccer tied 1-1 with Roger Williams. Tied right now at no score. Picard turning at midfield and then gives it away. Trying to send it forward to Leah Eustace. Eustace lets it fly and Park makes the save. Park with the goal kick. Kat Hunter heads it forward. Megan McLaughlin drops it back off to her sister Kayla. Now Zimrello into the midfield. Picard looking to chip it forward to McLaughlin. 3 Hawks converge there to boot it away from her. It's also CCC Day here at Salve. If you were listening during the first half, you heard me chat with Conference Commissioner Greg Kaye about everything going on in the CCC. They were on hand here today at a number of home events, handing out some new conference swag. CCC went through a rebrand, brand new logos and marks, showing off the new conference championship trophies, letting everybody get a look at the hardware that will be soon up for grabs as we make our way through the fall schedule. Jenna Park with the goal kick. Katie Zimrello takes it away from Deli Caprini. Booted back in by the Hawks from midfield. Ali Santa Cruz. But it comes right to Park.
Get it down, get it down!
McLaughlin trying to pressure Olsen. Hunter sprinting into the corner left side. And this ball will belong to the Hawks. It'll be a goal kick for Morgan Strasberg. Short kick. Gustin was nearly able to get a piece of it, and it's sent out of play on the near side by Morgan Snow. Throw in for Sophie Lucas. Ball bouncing at midfield. Katie Zimrello. Lucas will touch it out of play. Hawks will throw in. Short throw in. Comes to Nowinski. Floats it into the box. Deflects off Zimrello. And it'll come to Strasberg. Lucas intercepts, floats it to Picard. Picard pokes it to Gustin. Back to McLaughlin, spins it with the back foot to Picard. McLaughlin trying to touch it into the box. Wanting to get it towards Devin DeFalco. Knocked out back to midfield. Katie Zimrello trying to pooch it into the box. Goes off a hawk, but right to Strasburg. And good to see Devin DeFalco back out there. Another Seahawk who had been hurt and missed extended time. Foul back on the far side of the field. It's going to be against Salve.
Seven. Slide in.
Ball rolling in towards the box, knocked away by Katie Zimrello. McLaughlin pokes it forward to her sister, Megan McLaughlin. For Gustin.
That's a foul!
Kayla McLaughlin out high. Her shot blocked. Megan McLaughlin trying to keep it alive in the box. And then is knocked down to the ground.
Kara, get out wide.
Meg's sister Kayla comes over, checks that she's okay.
Go, blow the whistle, we're ready. Go.
Not short. Right there, number short.
Tuck in, Bailey.
And it comes right to Megan McLaughlin. She lets it fly from distance, and she scores! What a shot from Megan McLaughlin! Turned over right to her. A rope from 25 yards away. Here's the replay. What a shot!
Ball scored by number 3, Megan McLaughlin.
A laser from 25 yards away. And the Seahawks take the lead. Another goal for Megan McLaughlin. That was just a bad pass out from Strasburg. Eighth goal of the year for McLaughlin.
Ref. Here's the line. Here's the line. Line up. Give the yellow card and do your job.
1-0 Salve Regina. McLaughlin leading the team in goals as a freshman. She's been Rookie of the Week as well in the CCC once this year already. Her and Kara Cody have developed into a dangerous 1-2 punch up top for the Seahawks. Just the second shot on goal for the Seahawks.
He's worried about his team.
They lead 1-0. Emily Zimrello trying to get it forward to Kat Hunter. Trying to poke it to herself. Zimrello chases it down in the corner and deflects it off a hawk and out of play. Neatly done by Emily Zimrello. 36-25 to go in the second half. Seahawks lead now 1-0. And it's taken away. Shot played towards the goal. Off the post, out in front, and then hit wide. Shot from Nowinski went off the pipe. And then out in front, Deli Caprini.
Hey, them! Let's just get it out!
Me and you.
Caprini Tripped up, and that'll be a foul. So it'll be a free kick just outside the box.
Jenna, quick! Here we go! Finish it!
Hawks try to get organized here.
Jenna, quick!
Sarah Nowinski will be the one to kick it away. The official making the Seahawks back up the required distance.
Allie, you're on the ball.
Deb, right there, Deb, right there.
Getting the wall.
And now coming over is Santa Cruz to take it.
Watch it low, ladies, you ready?
The kick deflected on the ground and wide. Kicked wide by Morgan Snow.
Hey, we need two, Mick!
And we're going to have a corner here
Stay!
for the Hawks. Loses the top of the box, struck towards the goal and blocked. And a foul this time against Roger Williams as Picard got tripped up. Deli Caprini pleading the case to the official. He's not going to change his mind. Kick from Zimrello. Bouncing out to midfield. Turning with it now is Sammy Jost. And this will be a goal kick here for Jenna Park. With 33:45 and counting to go in the second half. 1-0 Salve with the lead thanks to Megan McLaughlin, a freshman from East Hampton, Connecticut. Hawks lob it into the corner once again. Zimrello. Knocked down hard. And head coach Jane Walsh voicing it from the sideline, and I'm surprised as well. Usually a situation like that, you might see a card there, at least maybe a player get cautioned. You don't want to usually let physicality escalate, but no call made. Teams play on. Toss in for Lucas.
Contain!
Zimrello pokes it to Kayla McLaughlin. DeFalco. They're going to turn up the field. Chipped across now. Gustin on a run, trying to send it towards the goal. Blocked. And then a foul against Gustin. And the Seahawks turn it over. DeFalco drop back to McLaughlin. And that's a long distance try that'll go wide. And deflected out. Last touch by Salve. 31:47 to go in the second. Ushis can't get it to go. And the ball knocked out of play. Goal kick once again here for Jenna Park.
Here we go, girls! Come on,
Savings area. On the left side.
right back in! Get a body on the ball! Let's go!
Short kick from Park. Deflects off Kayla McLaughlin. And then careens off a Hawk out of play. Salve will keep it. So we approach 30 minutes to play in the half. Megan McLaughlin Wanted to leave it in space for Lucas. Instead, Snow sends it forward. Deli Caprini with space left side. Her shot is blocked. And then played across the field to Zimrello. Turn back over to the Hawks. Chip towards the goal, and Park is going to race out and get to it. Lucas can't sneak it through to Gustin, and then can't be kept in play by Snow. And Snow once again boots it out of play. Knocked out of play again by the Hawks. Right into their bench.
Movement. Come on, let's move.
And again, booted out of play. Fifth time's a charm for the Seahawks to throw in from the near touchline. Headed towards Deli Caprini. Lucas steps up on her.
Come on, you're good, you're good. You're good, you're good. Work hard. Keep it up, hard. They're playing into our keeper, yes.
And Deli Caprini will just play it right back to the keeper. Zimrello angling it away from Eustace into the corner. That'll be a throw in from the far side for Roger Williams. Short throw in. And now the Hawks moving backwards. Kick from midfield into the arms of Park. Ball floated back out, grabbed by Morgan Snow. Snow down the left side, looking for the cross, and it's blocked. Picard sprinting through midfield. McLaughlin wanting to leave it in space. Leary. Kayla McLaughlin. Deli Caprini trips and falls. And they will call the trip and a yellow. Yellow card for Sophie Lucas.
That's crazy.
And maybe she got a piece of her heel from behind. It looked like Deli Caprini had gotten separation from Lucas and then just tripped on her own. And she may have gotten a piece of her right at the end. And so again, another one of these dangerous free kicks just outside the 18. Allie Santa Cruz will be the one to kick it away. 4 Seahawks come out to try and block the lane for the kick. Right footed kick towards the goal and into the arms of Park. DeFalco leaves it across the field for Hunter. Hunter want to get it to Gustin. Gustin out high had that one float off her foot and into the waiting hands of Strasburg. Wide of Gustin on the near side.
Look high. Forget it. Not always outside.
I'm afraid to do a hard match.
Gabby!
Throwing for the Hawks with 25:51 to go here in the second.
Nothing, or you get like conquered.
And a whistle before the shot. And the ball will go back to Salve Regina. And now a whistle against Gustin. Santa Kraus with the kick. On the ground. Knocked away to Picard. Loose out high again for the Hawks. And the ball rolling towards the goal line. Park will watch it go. Goal kick coming here for Salve. Kept in by the Hawks. Bianca Robbins knocked away, moved out high to Nerwinski for a drive that goes wide.
1-2. Get into the ball.
Let's go! Right back in again! Don't worry! Let's go!
Another shot into the hands of Park. She bobbled it and then kept it out. Maggie Hickey with that strike. DeFalco. Nowinski drops back for another one of these home run shots. Leary chasing after it. Ball left at the 18, played into the middle and then knocked away from Robbins. Out high for a shot that just goes over the crossbar.
Hey, midfield! Kayla, Lim! Put the forwards go, you gotta step too! They can't defend that defense and these two midfielders, you gotta step with them!
Shot that.
Number 2, Maggie Hickey.
Yep, slow down.
Ball played down the left side. Robbins trying to get around Zemrello. Tiptoeing the goal line. Plays it off to the side of the net. Zemrello flicks it out high. Kept alive for a shot and Park there to make the save. Taking it away from Morgan Snow.
4.
4.
Thank you. Let's go pick this up.
Lucas to McLaughlin. Trying to turn away from Sammy Jost. DeFalco looking to settle it down. Out high, lets it fly, and she misses wide.
I think she's out.
It's still hissing, so it's still got some gas in it. But it doesn't matter what they
Goal kick here from Strasburg.
Thank you.
And the foul called against Salve.
Quiet, Maggie, quiet, quiet! Rest, rest, rest!
This is the second half, right?
Katie, I need you to drop! Let's go!
Did she score this half or last half? Yeah, this half.
Kick is away, blocked by Zimrello out at the 18. From the top of the box, she'll send it out to midfield. Can't be kept in. And we tick towards 20 minutes to play.
All three. Thank you.
And Kara Cody comes to the scores table getting ready to check back in.
I guess I'll just start yelling horn.
Horn?
Blocked. Hunter can't track it down. McLaughlin knocked down hard. And pops right back up like Gumby.
Maggie, drop in, doing your head up.
Hunter trying to settle it down on the far side. And the whistle going against Salve. 19.
Thank you.
50 to go.
Strike it! Strike it! Ref! Ref, it's not a talking to! Ref, it's a yellow automatically! That's impeding a kick! It was blatant! It wasn't an accident! It means yellow!
Was that good?
No need for me to explain what Tim Moody was asking for from the officials. I'm sure you could hear it right from in front of our broadcast location. And now we'll get another stoppage. As the Seahawks make some subs. Papiro, Bentz, and Cody come on. Megan McLaughlin, Kayla McLaughlin, and Kat Hunter will come off.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
Lucas. Across to Picard. Picard intercepts. Chips to Harnish on the near side, and she can't handle it, and it goes out of play. Ball kept in, neatly done by Robbins. Zimrello plays it high and into the Hawks bench. And then bounces off of Santa Cruz out of play. Lucas floats it to DeFalco. Deflects off her header further into Hawk territory. Nowinski. Katie Zimrello deflects. Bentz leaves it for Zimrello. Pushed across for Sister Emily. Knocked forward towards Kara Cody. And the Hawks with it again. 17:58 and counting to go here in the second half. Salve leading 1-0 thanks to Megan McLaughlin. A long distance shot that found the back of the net. And a costly Hawk turnover, the difference right now.
10, who you winning?
Bounce towards the goal. Park will hold on.
10.
And a collision between two Hawks.
Save that just happened, or is that
That was Snow and Nowinski who got tied up and just ran into each other.
Are you kidding me? Seriously, guys? Seriously?
We get position.
Deflected off of Della Caprini. And a good hand for Devin DeFalco coming off the field in her first game in a return to action.
Central! Central! Handball!
Ball played into the corner. Snow and Harnish poked out of play by Salve. And this is going to be a corner here for the Hawks. Serena Olsen driving it towards the goal, headed on the net, and they score! Dally Caprini on the backside, and we're tied at 1.
Hey, can we sit up? Live.
The Hawks' leading goal scorer strikes again.
Williams goal scored by number 4.
16:02 to go. And we start again. Salve and Roger Williams men's teams battled to a 1-1 draw. And now we're tied at 1 with 15:52 to go in regulation.
Oh, why play your game? There's 2 10-minute halves. Dude, this is like a big last game.
And now a Hawk down at midfield. Sammy Jost
11.
plays it wide right side.
Who are you going
Back to Jost.
Kira.
Waiting and then fires it wide.
26.
Leah Eustace looking to check back in.
What was the name? I don't know the name. I don't know the number.
Snow. And Park will hold on. 14:43 to go. Eustace steps in the way and takes it. With the left foot, her shot blocked. Harnish can't carry it up the field. Tied up now with Nowinski. Back out to Bianca Robbins. Out high, held by Sammy Jost. Poke to the 18, Zemrello trying to take it away from Maggie Hickey. And it'll roll out of play. Last touch by Roger Williams. Better pressure here from the Hawks. 13:55 to go in regulation. Bentz lost it on the far side. Bentz to Caracody. And a little too hard off her foot. Sent back to the Seahawk end. Leary turns it over. Deli Caprini trying to cross it into the box. Zemrello there to deny. Papiro pokes it back out to midfield. Bounce towards Cody. Knocked out of play by the Hawks. 12:57, 12:56, 12:55 and counting to go in the second half. Picard at midfield. Zemrello. Touch back to Amanda Bentz. Now Picard. Trying to send it long for Harnish. Harnish can't get there in time, and this will be a goal kick.
Play Morgan! Morgan!
Strasburg will come short with it. And the ball knocked out of play by Lucas.
Megan.
Harnish heads it forward. Downs trying to navigate through a crowd. Downs leaves it wide for Caracody. Looking to cut inside. Cody being pinned out wide. And then lost on the cross. Back out to Zemrello. And the ball kept in play. Lucas will have to track back for it. And the foul called there against Roger Williams. Leah Eustace. And on the contact there with Lucas, both of them getting tied up in the legs. Picard finds Caracody, and the ball poked away from her by Snow. Harnish standing in the way of that pass. It deflects out of play. 10:56 to go in the second. We're tied 1-1. Leary. Bentz. Robbins.
Serena's on. Hurry, run wide.
Hickey to Deli Caprini. And can't carry through a crowd. And they're going to call a foul. Just outside the box. And so an off angle here for the Hawks to work with. Just outside the box. Late call. It's at about the 15. Almost right on the chalk of the line. Harsh angle to the right side. Indirect kick. Out high, low roller on the ground. Saved by Park. Still loose. ball on a big scramble, played out high, ping-ponged around, and finally sent out into the clear by the Seahawks. Park slipped on the dirt that is built up on the chewed up grass in the goal mouth. And it's a miracle the Hawks did not score there. Here's Kara Cody looking to cross it, and the ball will roll to Strasburg.
They just took a shot on Salve. Who took that shot?
I was doing my sergeant. I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. 7.
Strasburg?
10.
Thank you.
Near side, Morgan Snow, chased by Anna Downs. And the ball bouncing back, Park will grab it on a hop with 8 minutes to go in regulation.
This is a big crowd here.
Papiro spins it into space, grabbed by the Hawks with 7:38 to go.
Let's go, Salve!
DeFalco, Smith, both McLaughlin's, and Jess Watson and Kat Hunter ready to check into the game. 6 subs waiting for Salve with 7:15 left to play here in regulation. A line change waiting to come out here for the Seahawks. Harnish feeds this one away from trouble. Looking to make a heavy push here down the stretch. Hickey trying to sneak one through on the right side. Carrying is Olsen, and she fires it way high and wide. And now the subs will come on.
Good step, Bailey. Good job, girls.
Cody, Downs, Bentz, Picard, Lucas, and Papiro. Amia Papiro coming off. And now the Seahawks with some fresh legs can try and make a push. And the final 6:23 to try and avoid overtime. The Seahawks have never trailed in this game. And we're going to get a stoppage of the clock. I don't think a card was issued, just a little chat here from the official.
Tight, Kate, 4!
And a foul against Roger Williams. .5:49 to go in regulation. It's already been one overtime game here on this field today. Bianca Robbins up the right side. Looks to lay it up to the 18, knocked away by Zimrello. DeFalco. And a foul back here against Deli Caprini.
Morgan's got now, we're good. Hurry, here.
Let's go, finish here! Last time!
Jess Watson into the game as well, the senior from Holbrook, New York. And I believe this is the first action for Watson. And it is. So her first appearance of the season. Seahawks will throw in from the far side. 4:25 to go in regulation. Tossed into the corner, Hunter. Stumbling towards the box, lost the ball. Caprini. Nifty pass. Here comes Robbins with space. Sprinting back is Zemrello. Robbins. Stop and start. Pushes it into the middle for a shot that hops into the hands of Park. Sarah Nowinski was the one trying to feed it on the net. Through ball for a shot that just goes wide. Robbins missing by inches.
10 first. Actually, 15.
Goal cock here for Jenna Park.
And the added time. Any time between this and first time.
There you go. Handball!
For at least 25. Please, someone support.
Bouncing ball up to the right side. Zemrello collapsing to try and force it out. And we've got a corner.
Stick with your player!
Another corner coming here for the Hawks.
Ball watch! Watch the runners! Here we go!
It's going to be Morgan Snow putting it in. She goes short. And then a drive is blocked.
Get up!
Megan McLaughlin looking to sprint up the field. And she's able to get it at least out to Hawk territory. Sent back in again. Serena Olsen with a shot off the hands of Park, and she grabs it on the carom. Another run again for Olsen. Park makes a little bit of a deflection and it goes wide.
Don't watch it, girls! Move to the ball, Salve!
Another corner here. Under a minute and a half to play. Driven out high and fed out to midfield by DeFalco. 1:21 to play.
Keep going!
And the ball kept in play. Sliding push made there. That was Devin DeFalco. The nifty move to keep that one in play and keep it along the sidelines as we hit a minute to play.
1 minute left in the half.
Sarah, hold, Sarah.
It's been all Hawks here the last couple minutes. Seahawks trying to hang on and get to overtime. Giving away out high with 35 seconds. DeFalco trying to drive it forward, knocked down to the ground. Now McLaughlin and a Hawk get tied up. They call the foul against Salve.
Signaling anything!
What?
And then a yellow card issued to Megan McLaughlin. With just 10 seconds left.
Ladies, play the ball.
So that stops the clock. And a free kick here from midfield for Serena Olsen.
10, 9.
McLaughlin knocks it away. Excuse me, that was Ali Santa Cruz with that drive.
3, 2,
And
1.
we have overtime here on Reynolds for the second time today. The Seahawks and the Hawks don't want to budge. We'll take a quick break and be back with the call of overtime number 1. Don't go anywhere. Whoever, if you score, it's over. what I'm saying. We can be out of here. We could be out of here in a minute. Done. Wrap it up. Welcome back to Reynolds Field. Andy Pizzelli bringing you the call here this afternoon. Overtime once again for Salve Regina and Roger Williams. The men's teams battled to a 1-1 draw, and it's 1-1 here between Salve Regina and Roger Williams on the women's side as well. 26-9, the shot advantage for the Hawks here in this game. Flipping the script from the men's game, it was Salve men who dominated possession and shots and had to settle for the draw. This time, the Hawks really put up the pressure once we get under 15 minutes to play. They found the equalizer. Next goal wins. Hawks will be moving from left to right here in this second half. Seahawks moving right to left. Ball on the ground. Kayla McLaughlin drops back to Zemrello. Too high for Megan McLaughlin. Zemrello lobs it too high for a Hunter on the near side. Thrown here on the near side for Santa Cruz. Easily read and taken by Zemrello. Knocked back by Serena Olsen.
Is the other trumpet angled down? I have no idea. Here.
Throw in for Zemrello.
Midfield. Yeah. That's good.
Hunter flicks it over her shoulder and it goes out of play. Throw in for Roger Williams. Bailey Laviolette flies it down the near touch line. Played forward by Leary. DeFalco there to intercept. Touch to McLaughlin. Back to DeFalco. Deli Caprini looks to move it out high. Hickey chips it into the box. Robbins can't get there, and the Seahawks will feed it out of play. And another corner. Corner on the near side. Morgan Snow to take it. Swings the left foot. Driven out high. Ball loose on the ground, and it'll go out of play. Picard can't keep it in play. 6:23 and counting. Zemrello intercepts. Tries to boot it out for DeFalco. Looks to send it to McLaughlin. Knocked away from her by Sammy Jost. On stride now. Deli Caprini sliding. The net is open for the Hawks. Waiting, shooting. Caprini has it blocked and it goes out of play. Oh my goodness. Serena Olsen had a chance. Excuse me, make that Hickey had a chance with an open net. And another corner.
That was kind of sad.
The kick. On the ground, loose in front, juggled out to the 18, and then sent away by the Seahawks.
Holy shit. She's speaking now.
Santa Cruz
The girls have this.
lobs it forward. Deli Caprini can't grab it on the back foot. Zemrello out to McLaughlin. Trying to find Megan McLaughlin. Kick it in the midfield, turned over. And then chipped in stride. Robbins turning with an open net. The ball is going to roll in and the Hawks win. A broken play. And Roger Williams wins the game.
Who's that?
I don't know.
We'll give you a look at the replay. And it's Robbins who is the hero.
That's tough. It's real tough.
She didn't cleanly get the shot away. She got taken down and was blocked. But the ball trickles in.
Roger Williams.
And that stuns the Seahawks here on Fall Festival weekend and hands the Seahawks their first conference loss of the year. And it comes in overtime. Roger Williams improves to 8-6, 2-1 in the conference.
The final score
Salve Regina is also now 7-5 and also 2-1 in the CCC. A hard-fought game, and both games here today on Reynolds were hard-fought. A 1-1 draw in the men's match. The Hawks get the better of the Seahawks here in the first overtime.
Kickoff time is 12 o'clock.
Next up, for Salve Regina, they'll hit the road to play UMass Dartmouth on October 8th. And then next, they'll return home to play Salve Regina, to play the University of New England on the 12th in another Commonwealth Coast Conference match.
Bike, scoot, or drive home safely.
I'd like to thank our entire staff and production crew. Angelo Domina helping to provide live stats here this afternoon. Jackson Byrne providing the camera work for you on the broadcast. I'd like to thank you all for joining and listening with us here this afternoon. And once again, your final: Roger Williams 2, Salve Regina 1. The Hawks win in overtime. I am Andy Pizzelli. Have a good night, everyone.
Sounds good.
Andrew, are we done? Yeah, we're done. So just start.